Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran, and this is my place to come talk about fitness and life and losing weight and being the best me possible. So welcome if you're new here. I am so glad to have you. Please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. I love the interaction. It helps keep me on track and where I need to be. So let's get to it. Today we are going to be doing a tag, and I was tagged for this tag by Frecky Fit Wolf, and his channel is awesome. He is upbeat, he is working on a weight loss journey, he's been there, he knows what's happening, and check him out if you haven't. And this tag is about staying on track or getting back on track. And when I first got tagged in this, my first thought was, oh, no. Of all things to tag me in, getting back on track. If you've watched my channel lately, you will know that I have been struggling big time. And getting back on track has been difficult. I start strong at the beginning of the day and then I fall off. And so I was like, oh my word, this is probably the worst thing for me to be talking about. But then I sat back and started thinking, and I'm like, you know, I still have 90 pounds gone behind me. I've gotten back on track before. I know what to do up here. It's just making myself do it. And I was like, you know what? This is good for me because it's making me look hard at myself. And I need that. So thanks, Robbie. And let's go ahead and get to the questions. Questions are down here on a piece of paper. So let's go ahead and just get to them. And I apologize when I look down. So question number 1. Why are you still on plan? And the easiest way to put this is that I am still here and trying to be on plan because while I like myself for who I am, I don't like the body that I'm housed in. I'm tired of feeling fat and sluggish. I'm tired of having aches and pains, and I'm tired of worrying about my future because weight is a killer. It might be in diabetes, it might be in heart disease. In some ways, it is a killer. So I am valuing me and trying to make me better. Plus, I found the love of my life and I want to spend a long time with him. Question number 2. Is this quarantine affecting your journey? Oh my word, is it ever? I will be the first to admit that I have gained 10 pounds since the quarantine started. From the day that I actually came home and started working from home, I have gained 10 pounds. It is affecting me big time. I know a lot of it has been stress. I know a lot of it is the fact that the kitchen is right out there and that's difficult all day long. It is affecting me really big. The change in everything in my routines has just really thrown me for a loop, and I'm struggling to get back on track. Number 3, do you stress eat? Yes. And how do you control it? I know a little bit ago, more at the beginning of this quarantine thing, I was so stressed out. I was worried because Jason isn't working and getting unemployment for him, and what if my job and this and that and the other, and I was just worried. I was eating crazy. One morning I was in the shower and I just said to myself, this is crazy. I am stressing out and worrying about things that I have no control over. And while that doesn't take everything away, for me, if I sit back and say, no control, Mary Fran, stop. Don't let the stress get to you. And surprisingly enough, the stress issues that I was having with like chest pains went away. And the stress eating somewhat went away also. It really honestly is just the thing of sitting back and saying, this is stress, stop it because you can't change it. Number 4, what advice would you give to someone who is off plan during this time? And I think the advice I would give, and this is also coming out to you, but it's also coming straight back at me. The advice is, if I give up and stop trying, I'm letting Corona win. We don't want to let this virus win. And I'm letting it win by being off track. Don't let it win. Why are we letting this have the power over us? Sure, we're at home. Sure, we don't get to go out. Sure, we have to do this. And sure, we have to wear masks and whatever. I'm letting this virus win. Don't let this virus win. Plain and simple. Number 6, how can your plan help someone that's off track? I think the biggest thing about being off track is sitting back and saying, whoa, I have messed up big time. And that's okay. But it's not okay if I just throw in the towel and give up. Let's put this in terms of the virus. If someone you know is fighting for their life to get rid of the virus, we would expect them to fight for their life. Losing weight is a fight for my life. So I need to expect myself to fight for my life. That's why this plan is important that I have. That's why just telling myself that I am going to do this and that this is important is really the most important thing to do. Number 6, what does your channel have to offer someone on a weight loss journey? I actually think that my channel has a lot to offer. I am open and honest. I will be the first to tell you, I messed up. I gained. I'm struggling. I feel like a failure because I'm struggling. I do this, I do that. I'm very honest. And so you're not going to get the, oh, weight loss, happy skipping through the fields of flowers. It's all great. It's not all great. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But as my 90 pounds have already proven, it is possible. So not only do I show the difficulties, but I can show the success. And that is what my channel has to offer. I do talk about my weigh-ins and my weeks. I talk about a lot about fitness. And sometimes that's hiking, sometimes that's biking, sometimes that's just a walk. I share that a lot because maybe if you see what I'm doing, you'll be like, you know what? If she can do it at this weight, I can do it at my weight. And maybe you'll learn that you can like it, because the trick is finding something you like. So you need to figure out how to make it like that. And that's why I share my workouts. I do share recipes that are healthy. I share things about my life because, you see, life goes together. I am not just a weight loss person. I am not just this. And it all goes together, because sometimes when I'm working on my dollhouses, that's keeping me from the kitchen where I want to be shoveling food in. It all goes hand in hand. So it is kind of a life balance, but that's what my channel has to offer, because it's going to show you, hey, this is what we can do. And by doing my weight loss, by being fit, it is giving me the energy and the activity and the whatever to be able to do these other things that I love. Number 7, what do you want to say to any subscriber or viewer that is off track? And what I want to say is, you are not a failure. I feel like a failure a lot. You're not a failure if you get off track, as long as you are still in the game. You wake up, you are in the game. You might go off track, and you might be way off track, but you're not a failure until you give up totally. Don't give up, and that's a victory. And question number 8, what is the advice you would give to someone who feels like they have gone so far off the track that it's nothing they can do to fix it? And once again, it's the same advice. You're never too far off the track to fix it. It might take a while to get back on the track and to get back to where you were, but that's okay. Because as long as you are trying and striving to a better you, you are succeeding. The only way you can fail is if you give up. It's the only failure. I feel like a failure because I've been struggling, but I'm still here and I'm still trying. So I am succeeding. You are here listening to this. You are succeeding also. You're never too far off track. If you feel like you've gone way far off track, forget about the numbers of your low numbers. Start with right here. I actually at one point had lost about 130, 150 pounds, and I regained. I was off track. And when I sat back at 250 pounds, I sat there, I'm like, oh my word, I'm way off track. This is like 70 pounds over where I was. And part of me wanted to say, oh my word, you're way off track. This is not going to happen. But what I had to do is I had to sit back and say, okay, I'm 250 pounds. Let's forget about the fact that I was 150 at one point. Who cares? What matters is right here, starting at this weight. What matters is that you are at the weight you are at right now. This is your starting weight. Doesn't matter if you were higher, doesn't matter if you were lower, doesn't matter if you weigh the exact same thing. Right now, right here is the weight you are at. Start right here. Forget about everything else. Because if you start worrying about what you lost when you regained, or what you have gained as you lost, it doesn't matter. What matters is you are starting right here where you are. That's the biggest advice I can give you. So here we are, and that is the self-advice to myself because I have been struggling. Thank you, Robbie, for thinking of me for this tag. I think I needed this probably more than any of my viewers, so thank you. Check him out. He's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and tag two people. I'm going to tag Bee's Journey, and I'm going to tag the TMI Queen Gets Fit. Both of these channels are awesome, so go ahead and check them out and give them some love, and let's see what they say about getting back on track, because I think both of them have struggled also in the past, so it might be interesting to see where they're at also. There are no excuses. Like I said, if you are here watching, you have not given up. Don't give up. Start from this moment right now and make today count. No excuses.